Oh no.
Missing.
Greg?
Missing.
I thought this was a duet.
Missing.
Oh, so you're just gonna sing all the parts? Those are not the right sounds.
Missing.
Can you hear me?
Missing. Oh, missing.
Bonk.
Welcome to Miss Thing. I'm Greg.
And I'm Tim, and this is a podcast that celebrates and appreciates the missed things of the past, present, and future.
Yeah, in every episode, we take a key moment from our Miss Thing storied career and do what we are just exceptionally skilled at, which is make it all about us. As you can tell, I am on the last legs of studying abroad.
You're in your third trimester.
Totally. And there have been complications, certainly.
Yeah.
I just spent a weekend, a Memorial Day weekend in New York City, a place that you all are very well aware that I am from. And simply put, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like a marathon runner, whose legs give out like before the end. So they like wobble across the finish line. They need all the help they can get. I'm just so ready to like get back to my life, get back to, healthy food, never drink again.
You do feel like you have been gone for 30 years. You've gone on the Odyssey.
Oh, totally. I will be completely unrecognizable by the time I get back. Somehow my beard will be like 10 feet long.
But good news, we will be in person for the next episode.
Absolutely. But yeah. I don't know if like anyone has ever talked about this, but I am currently suffering from this phenomena that it has not quite been brought to, the public sphere.
Pretty privilege?
Pretty privilege? Sure. Yeah. Thanks. I will take that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm suffering from pretty privilege, and you can actually quote me on that.
Yeah.
You can quote my co-host on that.
Yeah. It's a really hard life.
Totally. No, I am currently suffering from a malady otherwise known as vacation full. Have you ever experienced this?
No, I just learned about slow vacation, but I have not heard about vacation full.
Well, I don't know anything about that. Vacation full is something that I have made up.
Oh,
but it's
okay.
like when you're gone for too long, it could even be like when you're out of your home and you're elsewhere and out of your routine, out of like your diet and everything. And you just hit a certain point where you quite literally cannot put like a piece of food or anything in your mouth. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Oh, 100%. It's also like, and then you're almost like trying to get out of meals because you're just like, I can't go to another dinner. Like you're literally like, I will just have a snack in my room and I won't eat bed. Yeah.
And it's like, you guys, and then I'm going to have to split with you. And like, not only am I not drinking, I'm not eating. So I don't need to be there. And I'm not going to, at the end of a meal, I'm not going to be like, I'm not contributing. I'm not going to like, feel the need to put that on my friends that like, no, I didn't eat or drink, and you just like watch that happen.
Yeah.
But like, no, I'm at that point where like I cannot, like food cannot pass these lips and digest through this body.
You and I are very different, and you know this about me. Like I will very easily be like, no, I'm not drinking. No, I'm not going to have that. Like you, because you're very much like you want to experience the restaurant or the thing.
Totally.
And I will very much be like, I don't need to drink. I don't need to have that thing. And which is like, sometimes I limit myself. Like I should be having the full menu. But I do feel like I'm like, I just ate out for breakfast and for lunch. Like I have to there's a limit. And the limit is about to be crossed.
The limit, it does exist, babe.
It does.
Hate to say it, it does.
I also thought that you were going to say that vacation full was like you're just so full from seeing your friends and family.
Oh,
like
hell no. I've had enough. I love you, but I've had enough.
Yeah. Have you heard about slow vacation?
No, tell me everything. Am I going to go to sleep?
Yeah, you go to honestly, what a great vacation.
Oh, I would love to. I can't sleep. I obviously cannot sleep.
Which is basically the premise. The premise of slow vacation is just like you purposely like build a day before the trip and after the trip to just like if you're supposed to start the trip on a Friday, like you really get there on Thursday and just like orient yourself with the city, and you take an extra day. I mean, obviously you have to be like, it's like you have to be privileged kind of to do it too.
Yeah. No job,
yeah.
extra money.
Yeah. Extra
Yeah.
money. But and then like you're purposely like not, you only go to like one city, like as opposed to if you're thinking of going to 3 cities, you only go to one, and you like spend an afternoon with no plans. You just like sit in a park and you just like really like wander and get to know. And like as opposed to like, because so often you'll go to a place and you'll try to pack everything in that you're so exhausted and you need a vacation from your vacation. And so this is supposed to be like, you just do a really slow, like you, instead of going to DC and New York, you just picked one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, no, this has dragged me through the mud. I've been rode hard and put away wet. It happens every single time. No, I'm a big proponent of slow vacation. Didn't know it was called that, and don't necessarily love that name.
Yeah.
To be frank. But I do love the idea. Yeah, you see, and I don't love to plan, but I've been out here, you know, planning the vacation for after the vacation, because listen, I might not see you for a while when I return.
Yeah.
I need to hole up and decompress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that does take us to our first and most famous segment, Dod Mom Sauce, a.k.a.
Doll of the day, mother of the moment,
sister of the second. Yeah, our first segment where we take a person, place, or thing that we are currently super obsessed with. And I feel like I've been a complete motor mouth.
I'm talking about slow vacation.
Yeah, exactly. I am in a space where I am desperate for one. So I would love you to go first.
Okay, well, over this Memorial Day weekend, I saw a little thing called Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Oh, I want to see that when I'm back.
You should. And my Dad Mom Sauce is not the play itself, but the magic.
Oh, okay.
The magic is insane. And everyone like warned me, but then I was literally like, listen, we work in Hollywood. We know how like the sausage is made.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this sausage was made. I'm literally like, so often I was like, wait, how did they pull this off on a stage in front of my eyes? Like, it is at so many points, like the magic is I'm like, usually you can tell like, oh, like they dropped underneath the stage or whatever. Like when we go to Beyonce, you see the work.
Right. You see the stagecraft at play. Okay.
This one, it's like money was no issue apparently, which makes sense because it's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But so impressed. I highly recommend to everyone. I do wish in the way that I was blown away by the magic that I was blown away by the story. And I'm not saying that the story was bad. I actually really liked it. I just think that they like really thought of a cool story and then they kind of like got bored and took a slow vacation and was just like, and then the ending, you're kind of like, okay, all right, cool. Have you seen Mission Impossible?
Not yet.
Oh my
God,
God,
you seen
I love
it already?
I love it. It's so camp. It's so great. The first hour is 100% just exposition.
Oh, they always are. That's the thing. And you're just like, I just need to see Tom Cruise jumping off of a mountain.
Well, that's the thing. The first hour, this one's even worse because it's not only exposition to set up this movie, it's also because it's wrapping up the series, it's recapping 7 movies and then setting up. It's so much, but then you just have to stick around for 60 minutes.
And then it pays off.
And let me tell you, it is longer than Titanic, but I would see it again. It is close to 3 hours.
Oh my God. I can't wait to see it. Obviously, like there's only so much time in my day, as I am running around and on my fast vacation.
It is insane what that man does. It is like that. What he does in his stunts is, and he's also he's 62 and he's literally in his boxer briefs for about 25 minutes of that movie. It's insane.
It is insane, the stunts that he does. I dare say it's even more insane the way he eats popcorn. Have you seen that? Listen, we love
I also
Tom
don't believe
Cruise.
that. I don't believe that he actually I don't believe he's eating all that popcorn. I think it's like he does, and there's a spittoon.
Yeah, there's like a colostomy bag or something. Like it's going into a satchel somewhere else. Like he has like a cord through his neck, like, and takes the popcorn and food elsewhere.
He has he has actually he does have a son that we don't know about with Nicole Kidman that we never see. But who's that man who's like supposedly 45 and he's supposed to look younger than his son, but he actually looks like 60?
Wait, the guy who refuses to die?
You know the guy who it's like he like holds like a blood vial next to his son, and he's like he gets like the blood from his 20-year-old son infused into
the
him.
one with like the red hair and like the shiny face. He's the scariest man on the planet.
I didn't think it was red, but yeah, he's so scary.
No, he's like full Dracula, fully loaded or whatever. Is that a movie? He's Dracula fully loaded. That guy, he scares the shit out of me.
He's so scary, and he's like, don't I look like I'm 20? And I'm like, no, you look like you're 70.
No, you look so scary. Like, you give those ladies that like do so much plastic surgery and have like glass skin, like you make them look normal. Like you make them look very, very natural. That guy scares me so much. He was on the Kardashians, which I don't watch,
really?
but yeah, he was like on the Kardashians. I saw a clip of that.
Yeah.
And like Kim was like, they were all like asking him about his diet, and he's like, oh no, I don't drink. And they're like, yeah, me neither. And Chloe's like, what are they talking about? Like we just got drunk like before this dinner.
I firmly believe that like he is the last image you will see before you die.
So frightening. He's the inspiration for Cynthia Erivo's one-man show when she's doing Dracula. Yeah. She's just doing 23 different versions of him.
Terrifying. That is actually, if a movie about him was released in October, like a Halloween movie, you know, it'd be the next It, breaking all the Hollywood records.
Absolutely. Babadook. Yeah. And he would not receive a standing ovation at Cannes. That's for sure. Because everyone would be too stunned still.
I just remember there was a time I don't know, whenever that like article came out where they kept being like, can you believe he looks younger than his son? And I was like, have I gone mad? Like this guy looks 10 times older than his son.
No, publicist working overtime. That publicist left Rita Ora and went to this guy because, like, I am not like, and Shenyun, like they got everything from like the publicity playbook, and they are like trying to rewrite what's clearly like obvious about this guy as like the complete opposite. I look at that man and I'm like, whatever he's doing, I need to know exactly what he's doing, so I don't do that.
Do the opposite. And also, when you do find out what he's doing, it sounds like a miserable life. It's like you're not enjoying your life at all. Sure, maybe you'll live longer, but you're living in hell.
Oh, absolutely. He's really frightening. That said, I'm sure Tom Cruise does exactly what that guy does.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like he has a younger son that we don't see, and he's like taking his blood. And, and his son is eating that popcorn. He's mama birding that popcorn to his son.
The son is potentially this man.
Yeah.
And they're in cahoots.
Yeah. Anyways, to go back, we've done so many loops or tangents, but Harry Potter, recommend it for everyone. Go see it. Oh, wait, the other thing, and I know we have to go to you, is I've never been to the Pantages before, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
This weekend was the first time I went to the Pantages, which for all the Gennifertias outside of Los Angeles, it is like one of the theaters you can see Broadway plays. And have you ever gone to the water fountain at the Pantages?
There's like inside?
Inside.
Like to, hydrate myself?
To hydrate yourself, yes.
Yeah, well, that is not filtered.
Well, I bought a chocolate frog, which was, I want to say, $35.
A chocolate
That's like a Harry Potter thing. It's a chocolate frog.
Oh, I guess I'm not. I mean, I've read them all. I've seen them all, but I just don't. Sorry, I don't know it that well.
Well, I wanted to be cool, part of the world. So I bought a chocolate frog for $35, and then they're like, "Do you want a water?" And I was like, "Can I just have a cup?" And they were like, "No, you need to buy a $12 water bottle." And I was like, "That's fine. I just need like a sip, so I'll go to the water fountain." They show me the water fountain, like, just as a heads up, it's a little low. And I was like,
low.
"Okay, cool."
Oh, like physically.
physically low.
Oh, I thought it was low on water. I was like, that's made its way all the way to the water fountains in Los Angeles. That's how low we are.
I wish it was low, because when I tell you it was, and this is not an exaggeration, 12 inches from the ground. I had to get on all fours to take a sip of water at this water fountain, and they put it right next to like the like phone booth where you take photos. So I was like ass out, whole for everyone to see as people are taking photos in this like photo booth. And I'm just like, this man was not exaggerating. It was so low to the ground. I was like, how does any person ever do this? Anyways, everyone go to the water fountain at the Pantages.
At least they warned you. That's so funny that you bring that up, because I'm noticing this thing that I never quite noticed before on the East Coast of America.
Okay.
There is something happening that, we need to expose, and the toilets are too low to the ground. Every single time. Okay, so sorry, I'm tired. I like to sit when I pee, okay? I'm exhausted. I need a minute to just like decompress.
Yeah.
I need to look at my phone for 45 minutes. Like I need to just like sit down, settle in.
Yeah.
I have found myself literally every single time I go to the bathroom, even at my mother's house, I'm like, when did this happen? Like, they're all
hole in the ground.
3 feet lower. It's like, so every time I go to sit in it, I just go, and I like fall, and I have to steady myself. And then I think I've fallen through, but no, they're all just lower here. Is everyone short? I thought everyone was tall on the East Coast.
Yeah, then there's no worse feeling, which I know it's like two men talking about this. I bet all the women are rolling their eyes, but when you leave the toilet seat up and then you go to sit down, and that split second where you're falling through.
Oh, Alice in Wonderland.
And for a second, you think you see that old man.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's terrifying. Yeah, I'm so not Cheshire Cat. I'm so Alice, just like tumbling through. But that's sort of like my state of mind right now.
Well, that's actually the next thing we should get into business-wise is taller toilets for the East Coast. That's
please.
New brand.
I'm moving to Washington full time. I'm lobbying. I'm actually willing to work with the Trump administration on this one.
I thought you were saying you were moving to the state of Washington because maybe they had higher toilets, like because it's so West Coast.
You know what? I haven't done the work there yet, but I do need to go state by state and just sort of suss the situation.
Yeah, Gennifertias, can you let us know how tall the toilets are in your state? So
do us a favor. Take out a tape measure. Just measure from ground to lip. And we're not just like, we're not talking like main lip. Like you need to put the seat down. We need to do like a full measurement, and we just need to like see what's going on locally. This
is the Lord's work.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's, you want to change from, you got to start locally and think globally.
Yeah, exactly. After that important piece of information that we just talked about.
It's time for my mom sauce.
Greg, what is your mom sauce?
It's so funny that you just brought up theater, because obviously I'm in the New York area, and whenever I'm here, I need to see something, and I have finally been graced by Nicole Scherzinger and Sunset Blvd.
I'm so jealous.
Holy shit. I have seen a lot of really incredible shows and a lot of really incredible performances, and words do not do this justice. It is mind-blowing what she is doing on that stage, and it's not just her. It's the entire production. The show, like, I'm not normally a huge Andrew Lloyd Webber fan. I think I like Evita. I like certain shows, but Sunset Blvd is not like waters I've ever waded into. And just this production is so cool and edgy and scary. And Nicole Scherzinger she's giving a performance like she's been. Yeah. You're watching it and you're like, this is what she was born to do. And like, I don't know if she'll ever, I'm sure she's so gifted, but like, I'm not sure she'll ever be able to match
Yeah.
like this moment. And then not just her, like Tom Francis too, who
He's
is
the male lead.
yeah. What I love about his performance too is he's really good. But he also is doing one of my favorite things with the voice when they like, he's going like, whoa, whoa. And I don't think he actually sings like that, but the affectation, I'm like, you're doing such like old man kind of voice.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite type of voice to imitate. So I'll just like go around my house and be like, doing the Tom Francis. But yeah, there's a little like, I don't need to go into it too much, but like we really do need to talk about theater etiquette in this country. It's getting out of control. So many people were like filming.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is your phone out?
Well, I think you would be coming for me because my theater etiquette at Harry Potter this weekend. Well, no, I went with my sister, and did we sneak in Reese's cups that were filled? There's a new brand of filled with jelly, and then there was like a strawberry jelly and a grape jelly, and we were in the dark trying to figure out which ones we were eating. So we were being annoying.
Yeah, there was a gushing all over your fellow theater girl.
Well, you're just like unwrapping, like whispering, like, is this the grape one? Or is this the strawberry one?
On that note, should we take a break?
Yes.
Okay. We're back. And it's time for our Miss Thing of the Week. I've been so excited about doing this Miss Thing, since the beginning. I think
we've been holding her back for a special occasion, and she's now releasing her new album.
And I will really say, like, before we even get into her, I feel like, wow, like the true Disney girl. Like, I think she has really, of all of them, I feel like she has just proven herself not only to be talented, but like a real artist. Like, she has just pushed against, I think, everyone's expectations of her and what she could be, and she's so like genre agnostic.
Well, the talent is like, it is out of this world. And I think too, let's just say her name because okay, so our Miss Thing is
Miley Cyrus. Yeah.
I mean, okay, this is what I was going to say. As someone, because our generation, at least for me, it was like we grew up with Hillary Duff. And so, like, when Miley came onto the scene, you were kind of like, your allegiance was a little bit like, well, who's this Disney? We already had our Disney queen.
Right.
And then you hear the voice, and you're kind of like, oh, this isn't just like a Disney starlet. This is, other than, I would say, maybe Kelly Clarkson, no one does a cover like Miley Cyrus.
Well, I think that's kind of what has broken her through to like the full mainstream. Even adults are like, wow, the girl can interpret music. It's not even just vocally what she can do to interpret it. It's like she understands music and she has incredible taste, but she understands music at like a cellular level. Like, say what you will about Billy Ray Cyrus. I'm not sure I'm like the hugest fan of his, but like she is someone who was like born into it, like a Nepo baby who like
then
took
surpassed.
that and ran and just continue to learn and continue to like prove her capabilities.
I mean, it's just I know we always talk about this with so many women, but it's like that voice. It's like so distinct and it's unique. So powerful.
Yes.
And so she like throws it away. She knows how to use it. I mean, to get right into the songs, it's like, first off, she has our national anthem, Party in the USA.
Exactly. Our other national anthem, I Can't Wait to See You Again.
Right?
My national anthem, my personal national anthem.
My best friend Lesley said. Yeah. So good. I mean, and then it's like, then obviously we've got Wrecking Ball. We've got We Can't Stop. And then last year or 2 years ago, Flowers. Like, there are so many hits that she's had that like you forget that it's her.
Right. I mean, not to compare, I do this a lot, but like I've always said, I think she's this generation's Madonna. But not only that, she's like Gaga, like she's her generation.
Well, I'm going to be so you in the sense of this is me being shady. I wouldn't say that because I think her voice
is better than Madonna's.
Yeah, where it's like Madonna, or I was going to say like she is that is a powerhouse voice in a way that, not that Madonna doesn't have a great voice, but I don't think that she can hit the same notes that Miley can.
I agree with you 100%, but in the sense, Madonna has incredible taste.
Yeah.
And in terms of trying on different hats and different costumes and different personas and always like pushing boundaries and doing something different for her audience, like trusting her audience to know enough that like she can try a new thing and they'll follow along and then maybe like learn something from that too.
I will say I am mad at Miley though, because she has publicly said that she's like over touring or she doesn't want to tour anymore. And I never got to see her. And I really wanted to see her, because the thing I want to talk about is Plastic Hearts in 2020 was not talked about enough. I was obsessed with that album.
I love the video. There were so many like videos that were coming out towards the beginning and where she was like preparing for the live shows. Yeah. And when she was running on the treadmill, she was running and singing and then stopped and then went into Angels Like You. Yeah. That is one of my favorite videos on YouTube. I would watch that. That would be so proud. We would sit there, like we would get a little like drunk or something, and we would like, that would be our end of the night. Like watching Miley Cyrus do full sprint into Angels Like You, like while her voice teacher, her like coach was sort of coaching her through it. Flawless, incredible vocals. I mean, the girl works really hard.
That album is to me like no skips. It is so good. I don't understand why it was not bigger that year, especially like we needed that year of just like fun, like pop music with like an 80s throwback. I was obsessed with it. I wish that she did a tour for that album. And now she has her new album, Something Beautiful, which we're super excited to listen to when it comes out.
Yeah, hasn't come out at the time of recording. I think it'll be out when the episode comes out, but we're super excited.
Absolutely. I mean, what a goddess. But now we need to talk about these two goddesses. Which is you and I.
Oh my God. Thank you for that beautiful segue. You know what? I'd like to go first.
Please, goddess.
Thank you so much. That is so kind of you to say. Obviously, when I was thinking of Miley, I was like thinking of, my favorite songs, an incredible movie career as well, which we're not going to get into today.
No, not today.
But yeah, it's all about the music.
Oh, we didn't even also talk about what is the pop diva that she plays in Black Mirror? Because that is actually
Ashley O. Of course, I was like, how can I be so Ashley O as well? Yeah.
I'm on a roll.
Again, a Nine Inch Nails cover.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
You didn't know that? No, I'm on a roll. It's
Nine Inch Nails. I mean, that talk about something that is not in my Venn diagram. That couldn't be farther from my like lexicon.
Absolutely. And then that song was a total bop. It's actually the last episode of Black Mirror I've seen, but we will move on.
Yeah. Make it about yourself.
Sure, of course. But so when I first moved to LA, actually, that was like Bangers era. Yeah. So when I was like working at World of Wonder, like when I had my first like office job in LA, I remember Wrecking Ball came out. And I mean, the gays in that office, they were just like listening to it over and over and over. And I was like loving the like Sinead O'Connor sort of like Madonna Rain era type music video for that. But that song obviously is so me in just so many ways. Of course, like I came into Los Angeles like quite a wrecking ball. It's just I have to sort of, own
like that. You enter every room like a wrecking ball.
Absolutely. I'm so Bangers as well, you know. Yeah. But
batten down the hatches, here comes Greg.
Exactly. And that like reminded me of this time. So like back when I first moved to LA, and I'm feeling this right now too. Like New York, when I go back there, I like revert to sort of like the worst version of myself, like a younger version of myself where like the partying is a bit much. I love, my New York friends, and I love being in New York and like the party aspect, but like the drinking, I just don't do it like that anymore. Just in New York, for whatever reason, back like we would drink so much bubbly. So how like have you ever heard of like rosé being,
and you mean bubbly, you mean the
like
the Pepsi
champagne or prosecco? No. And of course, never at any point in my life could I handle it, but I would drink it like it was hydrating me. Yeah. So like how rosé is like often referred to as Hampton's water.
Yeah.
So like bubbly, for whatever reason, back then especially, like I would refer to it as like Manhattan LaCroix.
Yeah.
And we'd just be sipping on it all day.
I wonder if that's why the bubbly, like the Pepsi version of LaCroix. You know what I'm talking about? Bubbly.
Oh, maybe.
If that's why they called it that. But okay, keep going.
Maybe. But yeah, again, I used to drink it like LaCroix, and I, of course, would regret. I had a death wish or something. But when, like early on, and this was about like when Wrecking Ball came out, one of my very best friends from New York came out. He was working some event in LA. It was a Dom Perignon event, so it was like very fancy. I don't even think I pronounced it right.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's like a level. That's not even a level up from like the bubbly that I'm used to, that I was used to drinking. That was like top shelf.
Yeah.
So he came and he was staying at the Beverly Hilton. Like he was working for some company that had like so much money, and they were sort of like marketing that. So we went to the Beverly Hilton for the day. We were like hanging out by the pool. We were being so we were like full Hannah Montana. Like everyone was sort of looking at us because you go there to like see and be seen, you know.
You're in a long blonde wig.
Totally. Yeah, I had called the paparazzi, to make sure that they knew I was there. But so we were doing our sort of like New York thing, like New York friends back together again. We were drinking bubbly, but we were drinking less than normal because like we were actually drinking Dom, like we were full celebrities because like he had so many bottles of it that were gifted to him. But it was time, like at a certain point, it was time to go home. It was time to eat, to get out of there. And this was the last time I was ever at the Beverly Hilton, by the way. I haven't been back since. This is where they like host the Golden Globes. And it was like a beautiful LA afternoon. I walked outside. There were paparazzi outside, because there were celebrities at the hotel. And I was feeling my oats. And I'm like traipsing out. And all of a sudden, I tripped on the bottom step. And landed full face down, loudest thud you've ever heard. Everyone gasps. Everything stops.
Like not even laughing, like they're scared. Like
no, they went,
yeah.
No one helped me. No one knew what to do. Everyone, I think they thought I had like hurt myself or died. And the most hurtful part was that the cameramen did not take any pictures. They saw that that guy's not important enough to take a photo of. So not only did no one help me, no one took pictures. I was lying and I was humiliated, by the way. So I just sort of laid there.
They just actually like stepped over you to get to a celebrity. Yeah. They're like, you're actually getting in the way of, Russell.
Yeah. I was trying to like have a party in the USA, but ultimately it ended with the bangers, but it was a devastating blow to my ego. And again, I've never showed my face there again.
You're not allowed.
But anyways, enough about me, and let's talk about you. Tim, how do you make Miley all about you?
Okay, well, when I think about Miley, I think of one of her masterpieces, Malibu. Oh. And I, one time, my dear best friend of the pod, Tara, was visiting me in LA, and we went on a hike in Malibu, and we're doing like this beautiful picturesque hike that's supposed to like end at this like mountaintop where you're gonna get a beautiful view of the ocean. We go on the trail, and at some point in the hike there comes the famous thing, a fork in the road.
Oh, wow, very poetic.
Yeah, and we can either go one way, which is like through a creek where it was not that deep, but like your shoes would get completely ruined. Sure. And there's a clear pathway that way, but we're like, that can't be it, because like, why would they make us go through a creek?
They're being so ways.
Yes, exactly. And so, and then
like,
there's
cross this highway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, that could be it. But then there's another one to the other way that is less of a clear trail, but it is a trail, and it is steep as hell. And so we're like, that also doesn't seem like the route, but then we know we're supposed to end up at the top of a mountain. So we're like, So that must be it, even though it's less of a trail.
Yeah, there's like no trail. Yeah, there's absolutely
Literally,
no
I'm like, it was
dirt to be
like
seen.
one of those things where it's like the tiniest, thinnest, like, just like one set of feet can go at a time.
Yeah, and you're like,
And
is that a human foot or like a donkey's foot?
yeah, or a
But you
bone,
can't tell.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so we decide, of course, to do that route.
Mm.
And so then we're slowly ascending, and then it turns into like full. I'm not kidding you. Like you have to use your hands to climb up this mountain. It's that steep,
So
and we're like, this
scary.
doesn't seem right. But we've also committed, and
Mm-hmm.
so we're like, has to be it. We're supposed to end up on top, so this is the route. We go for another 10 minutes. We finally get to some place. At that point, we are for sure that we are lost. We were like, this is not the trail. There is no trail. We're now just in like a patch of grass. It is beautiful. But we like,
of course, yeah. Very scenic in Malibu.
very scenic. And so then we're like kind of getting scared because we're like, this is so steep. How are we going to get back down? Because like we had to like literally claw with our hands to get up here. We didn't think this through.
Right. Right.
So then we're like, okay, what are we going to do? And in that moment, a bee shows up. And if there's one thing that Tara is terrified of,
Oh,
it is bees.
bees.
So I'm immediately like, it's fine. Like the bee is probably more scared of you than you are of it.
Yeah,
I'm trying
and some people are trying to save them in a way.
exactly.
You know, they're
and
not scared.
she, before I've even gotten that out, is running down the mountain.
Oh no.
And there is no thought process behind this because within, I want to say 2 seconds, she is on her butt because it's so steep that like she falls and is just then gliding on her butt down this thing. And like she could actually like grab onto things to stop, but she's wanting to keep going because the bee is basically using her as a roller coaster and it's just on her shoulder, won't let up, just like traveling down the mountain with her.
It's strapped in.
Strapped in, enjoying it, hands up. And
You're
I'm
taking
like
the picture.
exactly posing. And so then she's screaming and I'm like, Tara, you can stop it. She's like, no, it's still on me. I have to keep going. She's charging down on her ass. And I'm then like running after her. I then get onto my butt. We're literally like truly just like going down. We finally get to the stopping, like at the bottom of the mountain.
Yeah, the road.
The road. No, because the way we took was like she also decided to make it even harder on us, but like she didn't go the exact same route that we went. Like she went like 20 degrees to the right. So we're like
Sure.
kind of going in the direction, but not the exact path that we traveled up. And so then we get to like it's less steep, but then it's like a 5-foot drop. And so I was like, okay, Tara, do not jump. This is not going to be safe. Like you're going to roll your ankle. And she was like, the bee is still on me. Literally jumps. So like truly 5 feet is a lot. Like
Yeah.
she
No,
does
that's
that.
enough to break a few
Exactly.
bones. Yeah.
Exactly. So then I, ever the hero and the martyr, I'm like, you jump, I jump, Jack.
Right. Right. Believe it's you jump, I jump, Rose, but
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gay.
yeah.
So then I jump after her to make sure that she's okay. By the grace of God, the gay gods, we are safe. And I'm like, wow, like I can't believe like how nice of a friend I am to just like throw myself down this mountain to try to protect my friend, go after her, make sure that she is safe.
Okay. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to the bottom and we're both fine except for she was wearing leggings or like yoga pants. Her ass is literally now fully out because it has been like burned off, like the friction. So now she's basically wearing like assless chaps. So then we have to walk back and like literally all these children behind us are like so scarred because like her ass is fully out.
Yeah, this woman is
Yeah.
nude.
This woman is fully nude.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of like, I'm fine, but I'm just like, well, like that's checks out because I was the hero,
Yeah.
trying to save my friend. Like nothing bad should happen to me.
Uh-huh.
Or so I thought.
Oh no.
So then a couple hours later, I'm in the shower and I start to see some raised bumps on my one leg. And then I look over to my other leg, see it. Sure enough, a couple hours later, my legs are covered Yes, Gennifertias, yet another poison ivy story. I have poison ivy, not just like in one patch, like literally from ankle to thighs, wherever there was like from the end bottom of my shorts to my socks. My legs were ruined for that entire summer. I could not go out. Like I was wearing pants because I did not want some like fucked up tan line. Of like it would
Right.
literally have been like burn victim vibes.
This is
Me
insane how much poison ivy you get. Are you sure you're not the carrier? Like you're not
Honestly,
the
I
poison
might be.
ivy?
I think that I'm gonna be like if there was ever like an outbreak where like poison ivy was a thing that killed us all, like I actually would be like the Bella Ramsey of the piece where it's like I'm immune because I'm like actually somehow made of poison ivy at this point. So
Yeah, yeah.
anyways, everyone go to Malibu. It's beautiful.
Oh my God, it's so picturesque. Yeah, but it's also very like it's like nature, That's what everyone says about Australia. It's like it's absolutely gorgeous, but then they've got things that can just kill you.
Yeah.
You're just going about your day, and then all of a sudden, like a scorpion's bit you. Or
Yeah.
yeah, but I
That's for
don't.
sure. If we were on Oregon Trail, which we always talk about,
Uh,
I would die of poison ivy. I know that's like
yeah.
not possible, but that is how I would die.
Yeah, it's not even like a predator. It's like a
Yeah.
predatorial plant that sort of like mixes with your fair skin and sort of causes just
It's like I get it. I'm like, you guys go ahead. Like I'm, I'm
yeah.
dead weight at this point.
Well,
With that,
yeah. Let's take a
let's take a
break.
break.
Welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
And it's time for Diva Down. Diva Down is our final segment where we take something in the culture, a person, place, or thing that currently needs our advice, whether they've asked for it or not. But we're going to offer it up even though they haven't. And our Diva Down, in a sea of just so many Diva Downs at the moment,
Yeah.
is Patti
Patti
LuPone
LuPone
and Audra
Audra
McDonald
McDonald.
friendship.
Yes.
Yeah, their
friendship.
relationship, whatever there was.
First off, I know before we get into it, I just saw that clip of both of them singing Happy Days. Have you ever seen this? There's a video of them, I should send it to you, of them doing like Barbara and Judy from back in the day, doing Happy Days Are Here Again.
Please send that to me. I have not seen it.
And they hug and look so in love as friends. And now I want to know what happened.
Well, listen, these are two of Broadway's absolute leading ladies. Like, you're not going to get me saying anything bad about either of them. These are two legends. But yeah, so the New Yorker piece, there's a New Yorker piece that just came out yesterday at the time of recording. That's like a big profile of Patti LuPone.
Yeah.
Obviously, Beyonce's a titan of industry, let's
Yeah.
say. But Patti LuPone is sort of like an unfiltered
I mean, she's a legend of Broadway.
yeah, New York icon. And, in typical Patti fashion, she sort of has a lot to say about a lot of things and doesn't hold back.
Yeah, some would say unnecessary, that she doesn't actually need, she could say this to her bestie and maybe not to the New Yorker, but
I don't necessarily love this phrase, but I think in this instance, Patti LuPone could say less.
yeah.
Not to be so Jennifer Z about it.
But this is also why we love her.
This is why we love her. You take the good with the, oh, did she really just say that? But in this article, it is, we come to learn that Patti LuPone and Audra McDonald are, seems like they're no longer on speaking terms. Audra McDonald is currently in the Broadway revival of Gypsy. She's the first Black woman to ever play the role on Broadway. Patti played Mama Rose in the most recent Broadway revival of Gypsy, which I was lucky enough to see and sort of blew me out of the water, kind of Nicole Scherzinger style. It all kind of went down because Patti... earlier this year, maybe last year, she was in a show with Mia Farrow, which was next door to Hell's Kitchen, the Alicia Keys musical. And her play, Patti LuPone was in a play next door, and someone after the show handed her a playbill of Hell's Kitchen, and she goes, "No, I won't sign that. They're too loud." Which one of the actors came out and talked about, like the microaggressions and the potential like racial implications of saying something like that.
Yeah.
Patti has since, sort of defended herself. She's like, well, I'm actually just doing a play next door. And sometimes like we're in the middle of a scene and it is so loud that like the audience can't, hear. But Audra apparently liked it. Long story short, Audra apparently like put emojis on the video that the woman posted. So then Patti had something to say, and she's like, "Well,
wait, so
Audra's
she put emojis like encouraging emojis onto the cast member of the Alicia Keys Hell's Kitchen musical."
Yes, agreeing, and I if the racial implications of this, I see Audra supporting that, obviously. Yeah. But then when asked, what Patti thought of Audra's performance in Gypsy, she went silent for a few.
Well, the thing that I want to point out is like I don't know who the author of this article is, but I do love how they clarify things in the article. Like if Patti is like talking about a different, she's talking about a different actress at one point, and like talks about her veteran status, and she lies saying that she's like Patti lies up that she's been in more Broadway musicals and plays than this one actress, and then she lies down for the other person and says that she's been, and the person puts in parentheses like the correct number. It feels so like this has to be written by a gay man, just like checking it. And then the other thing is when he asks about these emojis from Audra, Patti then says, she's not a friend, emphasis on the D. The author writes. I was like, you're really like going for it and like making sure that we know how she's saying that.
So, oh my God, they also keep saying that she's obsessed with sherry, and she keeps asking for sherry every restaurant they go to whenever they're doing an interview, and no one ever has it.
I thought you were going to say Sherry O'Terry.
No, like the drink sherry.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that I enjoy about Patti is like, even though she has these moments, is like she also does like I remember she took care of Aubrey Plaza during her first time on Broadway, and like would make her meals and make sure like she's okay when she like accidentally there's like Aubrey told a story about how she got like accidentally took too much Benadryl. It's like she is also still in a way that some other people who are famous feuders like she also takes care of her own at the same time, where it's like she feels very, I mean, she's just like, there's a reason why so many gay men love her is because she is just like reading people down. But I also do feel like it's from a place of love, even if like it is, a lot of it is truth that she's saying. Like I do think that she respects Audra, and
of course
I like, with my advice to cut right to it,
please, not right to it, like 20 minutes later.
My advice is I want okay, I know we talked about Nicole earlier in this episode, and I do think hands down she should win, and it would be a national nightmare if she doesn't win. But now I kind of want Audra to win, and when she wins, because the other thing we haven't talked about in this article is when she asks what she thinks about Audra, she pauses for 15 seconds, and then she looks out the window and she goes, "It's a beautiful day, isn't it?" And so now I want Audra to win. And when she wins, I want her to go to the stage, and then I want her to say, "It's a beautiful day, isn't it?"
That would be so good.
So my advice is for Audra. Give that speech.
Honestly, okay, Audra McDonald, I hope you're listening. Listen, I actually don't have advice. That is like perfect. I actually need that to happen. But listen, I didn't get to see Audra. I'm Team Nicole, who, by the way, is doing a revival of the show that Patti LuPone got fired from. She originated the role. And then that is the show that she sued Andrew Lloyd Webber for and got the Andrew Lloyd Webber Memorial Pool put into her house.
I would die if Padra
LuPone. Well, see, they're merging together. I think we just need them both in a show. That's my advice. Get them both in the show.
Yes. And my advice is also that if we ever meet Patti and we want her on the show, that she calls us a bitch.
Patti LuPone, please come on Miss Thing.
Yeah.
We will treat you so right. Also, Audra McDonald.
Yeah.
Please come on Miss
Please
Thing.
come on.
Let's
bury the hatchet on Miss Thing.
And with that, it's time to wrap up.
Yeah.
Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Miss Thing the Pod. Please, if you don't follow us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and haven't yet, please go leave a great review, 5 stars and above. And yeah, keep sharing our stories. Keep telling your friends.
Follow us on YouTube as well. Subscribe there.
Of course, of course.
Cynthia, we love you as always.
Cynthia, girl. Yeah, you're killing it.
You're killing it. The Gennifertias out there, the Gabe Matts out there, you're killing it. We will see you next week.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Bye. Miss Thing Podcast is created, executive produced, and hosted by Greg Trimmer and Tim Zintek.
It's produced and edited by Benji Simons, with cover art and additional creative support by Claude Zines.
Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Miss Thing the Pod.
New episodes drop every Tuesday. Watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Please subscribe, rate, and review, but only raves. Strictly 5 stars and above.
Follow Greg at Greg Trimmer and Tim at Tim_Zintek on all social media. Bonk!